Hi, everybody. I know all of you are accustomed to me hustling dollars out of your wallets so you contribute to various PEP programs, or I'm hustling you to go on a field trip, and those that haven't been going on field trips, please consider going on them because we just finished a great one at Griffith Observatory. But I really wanted to share with you an amazing experience that I had at the Clinical Trials Rehabilitation Center. And here's a picture of it here. And we have a special guest that's going to be following my presentation, Dr. Porsauce, and I'll properly introduce him at the conclusion of my speech. But I wanted to share my experience in this clinical trial because it really taught me some amazing information. And what I want to do today is, number one, I want to motivate people exercise to give it a second chance, because I'm going to prove to you today from my clinical experience that exercise can improve your breathing. Secondly, I want to encourage some of you who have never considered participating in a clinical trial to consider participating in the Clinical Trial Rehabilitation Center. This is a state-of-the-art facility. It's a couple years old that is doing world-renowned, internationally famous pulmonary research that is helping all of us. And I strongly suggest that you consider participating in that. And I also want to show you in my presentation today that I can show you some results that are going to prove what I went through and the exercise I did actually improved my breathing. So I've got about 10 or 14 slides to share with you. And we'll go from there. It was a very interesting clinical trial that I participated in. And it was to explore whether a known drug, and it actually was Spiriva, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, combined with a medically supervised exercise training program and behavior modification. Now, I know you think Kurt can't modify his behavior. I'm unmodifiable. But actually, she did. And it was a 12-week study. There were a number of patients. We were all under the supervision of Dr. Cassaberry, Dr. Stringer, and of course, Dr. Porsauce. So the medical team they have there is just terrific. It's just like the team at PEP. They're just first rate. And there were a number of tests they had to do. And I had an hour and 15 minutes on the treadmill and on other pieces of equipment. I came 3 times a week. There were monthly meetings with behavior specialists, and that really was helpful because it just showed me lots of little tricks, almost like PEP's training, of improving my breathing and changing my diet to improve a number of factors. And then they followed up with a number of meetings. Here I am on the treadmill, and I want to show you the before and after the results. And when I started this test, they put me through a battery of tests and examinations to see exactly what my FEV1 was, what my diffusion capacity was, all the parameters of my lungs. And it's great if you get the opportunity to participate in a clinical trial, because you get kind of a free test of the state-of-the-art of your lungs, and it's really valuable information that you can use. So on the treadmill, I improved about 9%, and I ran for a certain length of time until I desaturated, and then they stopped. So I improved 9%. Not bad. Leg press, I had an 18% improvement. I went from lifting 280 pounds to 331 pounds. Now you go, great, he's got strong legs. How's that going to help your breathing? You will see that it does help my breathing, because if I have stronger legs, and if I'm in better shape, when I've got to walk a long distance to the car, I'm not going to be as out of breath, because my legs are in better shape, and it's less load on my lungs. And I'm going to prove that to you in the test that they gave me. The arm pull, 0 improvement. I hated this test. You had to pull this arm thing down, and I did it. The whole routine went through, and I had zero improvement. I actually did have some improvement because it got easier and easier, but I couldn't move the chingaderas to the next notch, so I had zero improvement. But on the leg curl, I had 48% improvement. I went from 217 pounds to 322 pounds. 48% improvement. And it was kind of fun. I'm not a super exercise guy, and it was kind of fun going through this, and every week seeing that I could do a little bit more and a little bit more, and I was just getting stronger, and I felt better. I felt as good in this clinical trial as I have ever felt in my life physically. I have to go back to high school to feel that good physically. I mean, because I'm just not an exercise guy. I mean, I'm in pretty good health, but I still don't exercise. And this program made me feel a lot better. Arm press, I had a 31% improvement. 80 pounds to 105 pounds. This was also a hard machine, but I did okay. So at the end, they put you through this test called a fast walk shuttle test, and they get this big conference room, and they have two cones. I got to use my very cool green laser here. There are these two cones in the room, and you start walking around the cones, and there's several doctors in the room, and I've got an oximeter on my finger, and they're measuring my oxygen levels in my blood, and they make you kind of walk faster and faster and faster around these cones. Well, the beginning of the test, I walked for 2.5 minutes before I desaturated below the cutoff point, I don't know, maybe 88%, let's say. So I only walked 2.5 minutes. After the test, after I went through all the exercises, at the end of the test, kind of my final exam, I went 7 minutes. That's 180% improvement. That's my breathing efficiency because I have better, stronger legs. And that's what exercise, you heard Dr. Stringer share with us maybe at the last meeting or the meeting before, how powerful exercise. It's the best drug you can take. It's free, essentially. 6-minute walk test, you're all familiar with that. I had not a huge improvement, 12% improvement. I think I kind of messed this test up because I was trying to purse lips breathe faster or harder than you're supposed to, and I think I got messed up. I think if I had taken that 6-minute walk test again, I might have done a little bit better. I just kind of got messed up. But all of this is showing the tremendous improvement that I had as a result of this exercise. Now, it wasn't just me. I'm going to share with you the results of one other woman who went through the test with me, and I'm not going to show all her results because I didn't have all her results, but I'm going to show you the ones that I do have. She was a wonderful gal, and her name is Sandra. When she came in, she had kind of ashen color on her face. She still smoked. Bad on her. And I tried to offer to help her to quit smoking. But the changes in Sandra, she did zero exercise in her life except for walking the dog. Zero exercise. Her changes were just profound. Now, she started at 38 watts on the exercise cycle, but she went to 53 watts. That's a big improvement. Leg curl, 74% improvement, 67 pounds to 117 pounds. And over the period of the 12 weeks, it was so cool to see the changes in Sandra. Her color got better. She walked better. She didn't slump over. You could just see there was a spring in her step. It changed her life. It was really wonderful to see. Here's the leg press, 25% improvement. And here's, she's pushing here, and she's pushing and lifting 63 pounds, and she went up to 79 pounds. This is a woman who was not very strong before. Arm press, 71% improvement. 17.5 pounds to 30 pounds. Big, big improvement for her. Oops. Arm pull, just like Kurt, 0 improvement. 0 improvement. Both of us hated this damn machine. But Sandra's experience and my experience were exactly the same. At the end of 12 weeks, it was easier to pull this thing down than it was at the start. But we weren't quite strong enough to graduate to the next notch on that stupid machine. So, what's the bottom line? The bottom line is routine exercise is proven to improve muscle tone, we all know that, and body conditioning, thereby making it easier to breathe. If your body is in good shape, routine, everyday life activities become easier to do, and that puts less load on your lung. We proved it in this study. It's been proven over and over again, and our trial results quantitatively prove this. So, I would ask that you consider joining a clinical trial. They have them under all different conditions. They're not all exercise clinical trials. And maybe Dr. Porsauce will answer questions on the different types of trials that they have. And here he is congratulating me on graduation day, of course. So I want to tell you a little bit about Dr. Porsauce.